Hey guys, it's Lainey. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. First project is going to be a Mod Podge project so we can let it dry. I just purchased this from Hobby Lobby. It is the Paper Studio cardstock Bright Floral. There's 20 designs with three of each design, and it was on sale for 40% off. But it is very summery. And I just fell in love with this cardstock, so I decided to incorporate this beautiful paper into my craft space. Alrighty, so I have some letters here, once again from Hobby Lobby, the woodpile section. They're $1.99 each, which I think is kind of high, but this is what I wanted. So I need to take the tags off of all of these, and what I was thinking about doing is just applying some Mod Podge to the letter and then the paper, and trimming off the excess so I can hang this on my wall. My walls are white, so we need some color in here. And these are the patterns that I pulled. So we're going to incorporate 3 different types of stripes, and then the rest is floral. And then one of those stripes has some butterflies on it. So they are in order how I want them. So let's start with C. I'll just move all of these over. And let's hope that the paper and the Mod Podge works on this painted surface. So just giving it a little shake here. I hope this turns out, because if it does, I know that it's going to be really pretty and liven up my small space. So a thin layer. This cardstock is thick. It's not scrapbook paper. It's actually cardstock. So it can withstand just a bit more Mod Podge, because I don't have to worry about the Mod Podge like ruining the paper and making things soggy and all that jazz. Okay. And trying to pick my letter up here. Okay. So I'm just going to repeat the process, and then once I apply the paper to the Mod Podge, I'm just going to set it upside down on the side of my desk. I probably should get something heavy to put on top of it, honestly. But just kind of pressing it down, and we'll just see how it works. Alrighty. Next letter. My last letter here, and I'm really making a mess with my Mod Podge because I'm trying to work quick, so there's a lot of excess. But when we go back to trim down the paper, I can remove some of that excess glue, the Mod Podge, with my True Control knife as well. So just helping that paper adhere, really getting it pressed down. And then I'm going to lay it on top. I'm going to lay it face down like this, and I have all the letters just stacked together right there. And before I bring in some vinyl crafts, I'm going to go ahead and just clean up my space so I don't get glue everywhere. For the next craft, I am bringing in some Easter decor, and I absolutely loved this. I kept my Easter stuff up really through the spring. I just started taking it down last month, I think like mid-May. But, you know, since I've taken my Easter stuff down, the house is kind of boring. So I am going to reuse this cutting board here for something just more modern and an everyday, you know, decor piece. Uh-oh, I accidentally peeled back some of the wood. That's not good. But I'm just going to be using this one today, and I'll keep just the one out for the kitchen decor, and then once we move into like the fall months, I may bring it back out and pair them together. But these were both from Target about a year ago or so. This one was $5, and then the littler ones came with 2 for $5. So I'm just taking some rubbing alcohol to clean off the surface. And my design is quite large, which is another reason why I'm not going to be, you know, applying designs to both. But, you know, I could take the rabbit off and just have a design on one and then still pair them together. One having verbiage on it and the other one just being plain. Okay, let's move this aside here and bring in my design. This is white. It's a matte white, and it's tech wrap. Cutting off the excess here so I can put that with my scraps. And we need to start weeding. I found this in Design Space. I just typed in kitchen under images, and I really liked this design. It goes with our aesthetic of the home. It's modern, and the white pairs so great with the wood cutting board or charcuterie board, whatever you want to call it. All right, so now you kind of see it says kitchen, and then it's got the utensils, and I sized it appropriately. And we're just going to kind of center it in, or center it on the board, and I love this. Love this font, love this design. I have my scraps here of transfer tape, and I think this is going to work perfect. Awesome. So this is tech wrap transfer tape. It's the black grid, and it works really well with the tech wrap vinyl. I need to turn it. It is kind of bent from how I was storing it, so I'll have to be attentive of how I'm laying it down to try to minimize the bubbles. Ooh. Just going to burnish it down on this side, and then I'll turn it over and give it a little pressure on the back. It's just not really wanting to stick. Just having to move slow so I don't accidentally tear anything. Okay. And like I said, I just kind of want to center it. Oh. I think that is a pretty good placement, so I'm just going to bring in my scraper again and get this pressed down. And I don't think it has any bubbles. Fingers crossed. Going to take my weeding tool just to help pick up that transfer tape. I'm so excited about this. All right, and that is it. I've got to toss this transfer tape because it has a lot of debris on it from using it on wood, but this is craft number 2. And again, found this in Design Space, just typed in kitchen under images in Design Space. I love this. For the next craft, I'm going to do a quick iron on. This is a new mini press that HTV Ron sent over to me. I just did a review and used it making a really cute dish towel, and it works perfect. So I'm going to put it on medium heat, which is 2 lines, and it's blinking red, and once it's heated to the correct temperature, it will turn green and chime. So let's try to, there we go. So if you didn't catch that, I will try to remember to link it down below. You'll scroll all the way down to the bottom of the description, and then it'll have videos that I added, and you can just click on it. But it's a cute dish towel. It says home, and home is in navy, and so I used iron-on vinyl and printable iron-on vinyl and then the printable was a lemon. Super, super cute. Okay, this is a cork board from Dollar Tree, and it does have a hanging piece here. It's kind of like a leather piece, but I'm not going to use that. I'm actually going to cut it off and just use double-sided sticky tape. But I want to have positive affirmation on the cork board. And I had 2 of these before from Dollar Tree, but they weren't thick like this. And I ironed on some things on it, and I had them for a while. I really liked them, but Oliver, the kitten, when he was a kitten, see, it's already heated up super fast. He ruined them, basically. So now that he's older and he understands what no is, and, you know, gets in trouble enough, he's going to stop. He realizes that he's not supposed to do certain things. So I have them again, but I like these a lot better. I bought 2 of them. I like these a lot better because they're thicker. I can actually put the tack through a bit better. The other ones were so thin, it wasn't good for tacks. So trying to just get these little pieces out. They're super tiny. Found this in Design Space, Make It Happen, and it came with the little accents on it. So I just need to align it, of course. Yeah, and I thought it was playful. So I'm going to come in with my press, firm pressure, and it doesn't take long. I mean, probably 20 seconds. The iron-on I'm using today was a variety pack from, oh, it's one of the Hobby Lobby brands. Ooh, it's starting to actually kind of bubble up. That's not good. Let's see. No. Okay, what I'm going to do is turn it over and apply pressure while it cools down. When I ironed on little phrases on the thinner ones, nothing happened. It ironed on super easy. But this has a lot of padding. So I think the cork material is just kind of lifting up a bit. All right, and that was perfect. All it needed was a little pressure and to allow it to cool down, and everything stuck, and that was probably about 15 seconds. And just super simple. You could do so many different things with this. You could add a design in the middle and kind of tack some things around that. I put this at the top so I have more space. You could even, you know, just do some kind of border design as well. Few options with this, but I really like it. It's a nice piece for the craft room, and it was $1.25. So since we live tiny, you know, sound is an issue while recording. And sometimes I'll start recording when my husband's not here, and he'll come home and not know that I'm recording. Or when he works nights, which he does occasionally, he kind of switches back and forth. If he gets up, you know, anytime throughout the day, I can just have this out so he knows that I'm recording, so he doesn't make too much noise or open my door. Let's see here. Trying to find another piece so I can use these scraps. And I think that this piece is going to suffice. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and trim down the excess here. And I just typed recording, and I will list the font that I used. I used this font in another project. We'll probably do that next. But I really, really like it. I've had it downloaded for a while, but I just never used it. Okay, let's turn it over and do a really good press for the back. And you know what? I need to clean the surface. So bringing in that paper towel I used earlier for the cutting board, I'm going to just get a little more alcohol and clean this off. This is a Hobby Lobby blank, and the way our door is, this will just go through the handle and then it'll hang. It's not a normal like doorknob, and that needs to dry. So let's let that dry for a moment. I should have done that first, but that's okay. While that's drying, let's go ahead and just bring in the other vinyl craft. This is from Dollar Tree. It is 12 inches long, about 1.5 inches, and I just added one layer of chalk paint, so it's kind of that whitewash. And I like to use these on our mantle above our fireplace. And my husband liked this, so this is really for him, but for our living room. So it says always take the scenic route. And he was funny. We were just in the Tetons, and we were in one of the gift shops, and there was a section where it was just all like wooden decor pieces with different phrases on them. And I came up to him and I was like, oh, this stuff is cute. And he's like, you can make this stuff, right? And I was like, yeah. So he's like, well, I'd already taken a picture, so when we get home you can, you know, use some of these sayings or whatever ideas and make it for the house. So this is his thought. All right, my SD card ran out of space, so I'm not sure where it stopped, but this was his idea, my husband's idea, and using the same font as I am for the door hanger. This is now dry, so let's go ahead and get this craft finished. And of course, just do my best to align this. Just using my finger to get this pressed down. Oh, goodness, that scared me. I thought I was going to get a splinter. Okay, nope, we need some more pressure. So I'm just going to use my scraper. Sometimes vinyl sticks really well to wood, and sometimes it's just kind of a pain. So just making sure that that vinyl is getting pressed on that wood. Yep, just needed a little more help. And so now I have this for my craft room door, and I love the style. and that font. Okay, same process. Let's get this nice and burnished and turn it over. That adhered perfect. All right, so now for the complex part for me, I might have to set it up a bit. So just give me a second. I think it needs to be shifted over to the left a bit. Let's see. I think it's the grids that's messing with my eye. Okay, I'm gonna leave it really, really close. And that E kind of got messed up from that. But the transfer tape is covering the entire wood piece, so I'm not worried about my scraper tool. Because if it wasn't covering the entire piece, I would be worried about the paint, scuffing the paint, but it's protected from that transfer tape. Sorry if there's background noise. It is a super windy day, and the gusts are just random and so strong. Okay, I love this, and that's just matte black from Tech Wrap. That's my go-to. I love Tech Wrap, and I really like this. So it's going to go right on our mantle. Always take the scenic route. Super, super cute. I feel like I'm just zooming through these crafts today. Like, the longest one is going to be the letters. Okay. And I had them all stacked together, and then I put my Spellbinders Platinum 6, the die cutting machine, on top of all of them because that thing's heavy. Ooh, that was close. I think it shifted right up on that edge. Alrighty. So bringing in my True Control blade, and I do cut directly on my glass mat. It does wear down your blade a little bit, and it will scratch your glass mat, but I just feel like it's so much easier. The blade just glides, you know? Working on the last letter here. And just kind of cleaning up some of those edges. And the excessive amount of Mod Podge that was kind of, you know, running off of the letters was kind of difficult. And I had to replace my blade, so I had a really sharp blade. But here are the letters, and I have my little sanding block like I mentioned before. And so I'm going to stack all of these up so they can kind of be out of the way. And just clean up those edges. And I need a little more glue on that one. That's the only one that happened to. And it will also distress the paper a bit, so just be attentive of that. You know, it's just your visual preference, but I really like using this after I cut the excess paper off, just to kind of help it look more like natural, like you bought it that way. And I really mess up on this R. It's quite bad, honestly. I'm trying to get this. I think I need to bring out my blade, because there's just some excess paper there. And it is a little more complex to get in those smaller places. this is the final look. I think I'm going to position it vertically, but I really like how I use the different kinds of floral patterns and then the different stripes. So both of these stripes are going in the same direction, and then these I made them horizontal. But I'm not 100% sure. I might put it on my wall like this. I might do it vertically. Just stay tuned for my craft room tour and you'll be able to see how I positioned it. But love the pattern paper. I'm glad that this turned out, and yeah, really, really love it. So let's just review real quick on what we worked on. So I've got just a little home decor, the recording, always take the scenic routes. I'm loving this. I know it's going to be a perfect addition for the kitchen. And lastly, something else for my craft space with just a little text that says make it happen. And I'll just use double-sided tape for this and these letters as well, so I can hang it up on the wall. And yeah, that's it. Give it a like if you were inspired in any way or enjoyed the video. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.